Woohoo! Hello! Yes, you made it. Everyone made it. It is Monday night, December 7th, Pearl Harbor Day. What's going on? Woo! All right, let's get this vibe going up in here. Whoa, that sage is in fuego. I love it. These cards need to be sage for sure. Ooh, cards are already popping out. I am so stoked. We are in December officially. I'm so happy to see everybody tonight. We're just waiting for some more people to pop in the room, and then we'll get going. Woohoo! Let's see something. I'm just checking the lighting. Not sure if I look too flushed out or not. There we go. Oh, there we go. We have a great show tonight. I'm super stoked. Woohoo! I love it. I'm just feeling the vibe right now. All right, cool. Funny. It's funny how cards pop out and then I put them back in the deck and then they pop out again when I'm shuffling and saging. So welcome to Monday night spiritual hour, improv, whatever happens, we don't know, but where the will takes us, that's where we go. So how is everyone doing tonight? We are getting so close to Christmas and Hanukkah, etc. More so Christmas for me, but most people I know, we all have our own different holidays. We're getting close to coming up on the winter solstice, which is super cool, especially in the Northern Hemisphere, because that is when the days start to become longer, which is super nice. It literally became pitch black dark here at 4:48 here in Chicago today. And I looked out of my window and I was like, wow. I was thinking, should I make dinner? And I'm like, I'm not even hungry. I have 3 more hours, whatever, until I decide to eat. But anyway, so Bill, how are you? Good to see you. I'm glad you made it. Hope things are awesome in your side of the state. I am, it's interesting how this show morphs the more and more I do it. And every day I'm like, oh, before I go live, I'm sitting here thinking, what am I going to do? And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, it all falls into place on what I need to be doing. So Before we do any of the readings, anything tonight, I wanted to talk about some spiritual advice and things that people need to be aware of. So I was thinking of surrender. Well, surrendering is also really good, but more like surviving versus thriving. Okay. So when we are in a survival mode, we tend to think, okay, I know what I need to do to make things, work. I need to do this, this, and this to survive. And that becomes your reality. So that's what you manifest, right? And then, so when you are always in this state of lack, you start manifesting more lack into your life, right? So if you're into a state of thriving, which you're thinking, some people are like, wait, how do I do that when I'm trying to survive? Well, a good way of looking at it is, instead of thinking about when money comes in, oh, I'm going to put this amount towards my mortgage or towards my credit card statement or student loans or whatever it is. If you just go about the mentality of like thinking that's already taken care of, all the stuff that's coming in can build your life and bring you the means or the ways of purchasing tools and laptops and studio equipment, whatever it takes to get you to where you need to be. And then you start building from there. So it's coming from a state of thriving versus surviving, which is like, it's so easy, especially in 2020, everyone is thinking, how am I going to survive? What am I going to do? Our world's turned upside down. But at the same time, this is where we have the power to step into a thriving situation of our thought processes in our mind, right? Of thinking, okay, this is already taken care of. It's in God's will. It's the universe's power. That's my birthright, is to have my basic needs taken care of. And moving on from there, using any kind of inspiration or anything you can do to just hold on to that feeling of thriving is where you need to be right now, especially as we round the mark in 2020 in December. Coming up against, or coming up to the winter solstice, the grand conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn, and then moving into the alleged age of Aquarius, but it depends on what astrology you follow, depends on where you are and where everything falls into place. But whatever it is, there's a lot of movement happening this month. So my advice to everybody listening is to hold on to the things that make you feel like you're thriving. Okay. So that is the key. And if you need to do a little bit more soul work on that and research, let me know. I will recommend some books down in the comment box after the video processes, or even some videos on YouTube, just to keep you in that vibe of rounding this last corner of 2020 into 2021. And then sky's the limit. We don't know what's happening in 2021. But anyway, how is everyone doing tonight? Woo! Yes. Awesome. I love it. I love chilling, watching YouTube videos live specifically, and eating pizza myself. So Bill, thanks for that. So what we'll do is we will go into I have a collective reading I already pulled. Then we'll go into the zodiac signs, and then we'll do personal readings. If you all still want them, let me know. So the first card I pulled 3 cards that popped out, and specifically the one that pops out is healthy lifestyle. So it's all about remaining in this healthy lifestyle. Literally, this is the time of the year where we should really be paying attention to what we put in our body. Is the food we're putting in our body, is it nourishing us? Is it taking care of us? Or is it just, placeholder? I'm talking about like organic food, healthy food that that's loaded, rich in vitamins and minerals, and not just going to the corner store and picking up an apple. If you can, great. But at the same time, if you can do anything to really just go into that nourishment of getting all of the minerals and vitamins into your bodily cells, would really help this month, especially this week, because we're talking about Monday, right? So, or wherever you are, but December 7th through December 14th. And it's really about taking care of nourishing the vehicle that your soul lives in as we go through this life. Okay. This is the most important thing. And also it's all about self-care. And it also is talking about taking care of your mental body as well, and making sure that you're stepping away from any kind of drama situations that we talked about a couple weeks ago, getting into the holidays, and making sure you're having your own time to meditate, or even just step away and ground yourself. And if you have to get out in nature, it always helps to take your shoes off when you're in nature. I'm telling you, connecting with the earth is so beautiful and lovely. I highly recommend it. It's 36 degrees here in Chicago, and I would totally go do the same thing. If I were sitting outside, I would take my shoes off and rub my feet into the grass, and I guarantee you I'd feel ignited and just excited, right? So anyway, the second card I have, the challenge this week for the collective I did pull, is taking your power back. So the angels are saying it's time for us to take our power back. And I have to bend the card like this. I know it looks super weird unless I guess I can keep it far away like that, but my studio lights have flooded out. But really, it's all about taking your power back, standing in your power and standing in your own truth of, this is what makes me feel good, and this is what I'm going to do. For instance, I'll give you an example. So I had a friend that wanted to go out to dinner last week at the last minute, and I had already, had been making dinner all day, preparing for my dinner. But I love socializations, especially now. And I'm like, normally I would jump at the opportunity to go out and just to have that socialization. But I sat there and I thought, is that going to make me happy? Because I just made this lovely meal through the entire day, and now I'm going to just ditch it for somebody else's benefit, to go and sit there and be in that company. But it's releasing that desperation of really feeling that you need to just drop things to make yourself available for other things. Does that make sense? So it's all about taking your power back, drawing the boundaries, and recognizing that in yourself. And when you make a little stride like that, congratulate yourself. That's amazing. Okay. So then the overall card and the advice I have for the collective this week is the 7 of Wands. Woo! Which is also about drawing boundaries. Okay, so there's a victory. Now we've had our victory of taking back our power. Now we need to draw the lines and say, okay, that wasn't a one-time thing. Here's the line in the sand, and you start towing the line, tiptoeing up to it. This is where it ends, right? So that's what I'm getting this week. So it's all about really protecting our energy and our power, because there's a lot going into the holidays of what is expected of us, what we expect of ourselves, and so it's about taking our power back and redefining things. If anything's going to be redefined, it's this year. So this is the year that if you want to restart traditions in your typical family holiday dinners, or how you exchange gifts or things like that, this is the year to do it, because it's a huge reset. Okay. And I think we all know that as the year is unfolded, it's a huge reset. So, interesting. I did pull one more card for the collective, and I pulled the Mother card. So yes, Mother Nature, Mother Earth, motherly energy, the Empress energy is looking out for us. Okay. And really keeping us protected in the womb as we draw these boundaries with people, with ourselves, and with things around us that are pulling on our energy in different ways. So that being said, okay. All right. How is everyone feeling about those zodiac signs, what we're going to do this week? I have a couple new decks, which I'm super stoked to work with. You saw one of them already, this little teeny tiny deck. And then I have another deck, which is super cool. There's a ton of information on it. I'm totally loving this deck. I haven't worked with it very much, so we'll all work through it together. So, all right. Bill, how's your pizza? What kind of pizza are you eating? I'm totally jealous. Okay. I'm just writing down the timestamps so I can do the timestamps after the video processes. Okay. Do do do. I like the whole grouping of the signs. That was super fun for me. I'm going to do that, but I'm going to start with the air signs this week because we started with fire signs last week, which is super cool as we're in Sagittarius season. But I want to go on to the air signs. For some reason, I want to go backwards, or maybe not, maybe forwards, or maybe 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It's a riddle, right? Okay, so first we'll start with Gemini, okay? So let's see what's in store for my Gemini. So we have any Geminis in the house? And if you're out there watching in YouTube land and you have not commented in the chat, please do so. I would so love to welcome you to the tribe personally. We have a really cool soul family here. Okay, so Geminis, the first card I pulled out is the Shadow card. Ooh, okay. Interesting. So I feel that the Geminis this week are really going to be focusing in on looking at their inner selves. And everyone says shadow work. That's such a, literally there's so much stuff going on right now and everyone talking about the grand trine, the grand conjunction, everything that's going on. And they're tossing around all this lingo that they may or may not know about or understand. So when it comes to the shadow self, we all have our side that we put out into the world, our good side, right? When we go home and we start thinking about our real motives and when our ego kind of steps in, that is the shadow side. And that's what shadow work is recognizing that, shining a light on that, and working through those fears, whether they are, and they're not necessarily fears, but that's how they rear their head. Their ugly head is fears. That's because you're protecting this inner child. So it all comes down to the inner child. So I feel that with Geminis this week, it's all about dealing with the twin side of thyself because the Geminis are twins. And so they do literally, this is the best card for Geminis, okay? You can't tell this card is black and white, but there's one side that's darker than the other. So let's see what the challenge is this week. The challenge is the Queen of Wands. So stepping into that fiery passion, okay? Getting into that energy of, seeking the information you need from a helpful friend or being outgoing with this gregarious passion of this is what I want, this is what I'm going to get, I know what I want, being super confident. That's the challenge. I feel like Geminis need to step into this power of being confident because you can go either way this week, Geminis, okay? So the overall advice is, okay, relationship harmony. I love this. This is beautiful energy, okay? So the angels are saying that they're opening the hearts of everyone involved in the situation you're currently in, which is great because any kind of arguments that you may have had with this shadow, this yin and yang back and forth, it's going to be resolved this week for you, Gemini. So the biggest advice I can tell you is to step into your power and be grateful and say thank you for what you have and own your kingdom your kingdom. I was going to say queendom, but you know what I mean. All right. So cool. Awesome. Oh, I know what hottie you're with, Bill. I love it. That's awesome. Okay, so we'll move on to Libras. What's going on? Just so you guys know, I've been talking about this. I've been amping up my whole show in the studio. It is literally going to be at an all-time high in the next couple weeks. I have a lot of cool stuff coming on. So stoked. It's literally going to make these shows that are super fun look like vanilla, okay? All right, so Libra, I was going to say Gemini. Libra, your overall advice this week is coming into the sea. It's getting back to the core and the root of what really makes you happy, what's really going to drive you forward, and nourishing the seeds that you've planted. Don't put your energy in areas that don't even have seeds planted, and you're watering this garden that doesn't have any seeds. Why would you even spend your time doing that, right? So your overall, your challenge this week is the Judgment card, okay? And the truth is going to be called upon you. Woo. Okay. So you might want to look at if you're seeing 10:10 a lot on the clock, or if you're seeing 20 all the time, or just 10 anywhere. It's the conclusion of something, and that's the final judgment of, okay, it's going to just really just stand out. And you're going to know exactly what direction to take, where to water the seeds in the garden that are actually thriving versus the seeds that are duds that are being choked out by the seeds that are growing, okay? So your overall advice this week, Libra, is to breathe. Yes, I love this card. This is a beautiful card. It says take several deep breaths, exhale slowly to awaken your energy and release old patterns. This is one thing that's important for everyone listening, is when you literally breathe, you're releasing all this pent-up energy and these patterns, and you're in flow with the universe of inhaling, taking, and then exhaling, giving back to the universe. It's cyclical, okay? Super awesome. All right, so now we'll move on to my Aquarius. All right, Aquarius, what's going on for you this week? Ooh, the warrior. So you were out there feeling pretty territorial. You've got your battle ready to go. You have everything in your arsenal that you need to move forward. So let's see what the challenge is for you this week, Aquarius. All right, so this card popped out. Ooh, the Wheel of Fortune. So this is interesting. Okay, so you are ready to go get what you want, okay? But the cool thing is your challenge is things are moving in a cyclical manner, which is great because either it can go either way. Either you can be at the top of the wheel or the bottom of the wheel. So I think you probably want to be on the top of the wheel. So let's get your advices this week, Aquarius, to make sure that you can maximize this energy. Ooh, life review. Take inventory of your life and get rid of the things that no longer serve you and the negative things that are pulling your energy down. Okay, that's super important because you want to stay high vibed and you want to keep your energy level at the level of not just in the flow, which is a really good energy place to be in, but more of a loving, heart-centered energy flow is where you want to be. Okay, that's where you want to make this life review. And if you look at this card, you can't tell as much, but this is a lime green, which is very much like a chakra energy, heart chakra. So that's where you want to be this week, Aquarius. Okay, that's what it's going to take for you to move forward and make sure you're in the top of the wheel because you have all of your tools put together. You have everything where you want it to be, which is amazing. I love that. Okay, that is so cool. Okay, so now we'll move on to our earth signs. Woohoo! All right. Do we have any Taurus in the house? Okay, let's see what Taurus have coming in this week. Okay. Taurus, ooh, the shaman. So you're in a position right now where you're basically an alchemist. You know exactly what it's going to take for you to manifest what you want. You have everything in alignment. You see all these synchronicities that are going on for you, and you understand the relation between what you're seeing on, maybe out in nature, if you're seeing snakes or birds fly by your window, or you're seeing rabbits or squirrels or wherever you are. If you're, snorkeling and you're seeing dolphins or eels or something like that, you know that these are signs that you're an alchemist this week. You really stepping into that energy of creating what you want and using the magic around you. Okay, so your overall challenge is, the Page of Wands. So being a little bit premature on stepping into this situation, or maybe thinking that you are being premature into the situation, but knowing you can step into this energy of the King of Wands, right? Of, which is a fire sign. Like, I got this. I've got the passion. I've made a decision. The Queen or the Page of Wands is more of just like a message that's coming through. So you want to utilize this energy. So it could take you off your rocker, or it could actually propel you forward. So let's see what the overall advice is. Okay. All right, Taurus, you are safe. Archangel Michael is protecting you in a beautiful warrior-like way. So if you're feeling at any time this week, you're feeling insecure, or you're feeling that things aren't manifesting, or you're questioning these synchronicities that you have with the shaman energy, you can call upon Archangel Michael, and he will clearly define and clear away and cut away anything that's no longer, that's making you not clear, right? He's going to make everything crystal clear for you. So that's what I have for you, Taurus, this week. Woohoo! Love it. All right. So now we will move on to Virgo. Do you have any Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus in the house? You guys chime in the chat. Seriously. Or if you're busy eating pizza, that's cool too. Okay, Virgo. So we have the temple. So you need to protect your sacred space this week, Virgo, okay? Wherever you're feeling solace in your heart and your solar plexus, this is where you really need to protect this energy, because these are the same colors. We have the solar plexus chakra, which is very much beaming out into the sunlight. We have the green for the heart chakra, and then we have going up into speaking what you want into the blue chakra, or the blue energy, okay, which is like the throat chakra, which is blue energy for Virgos this week. So let's see what your overall challenge is. Ooh, okay. Your challenge is the Empress, okay? So you have bursts of creativity, and you need to act on it. Act on it with love and light, because this energy is like true artistic inspiration and perseverance, okay? So let's see what your overall advice is, Virgo, is. If you don't act on it, you're going to miss the boat. Your overall advice is teaching and learning. So this is cool. I love this card. This is very much like the Page of Pentacles in the traditional tarot. It's all about learning and teaching. It's all cyclical, because the teacher becomes the learner becomes the teacher, right? So we're all learning lessons as we go through life. So it's all about embracing that motherly energy and stepping into that power and that creativity. If you don't, you're not going to learn the lesson this time, and then it's going to come back and it's going to slap you in the face. You're going to learn it again next time, but it's going to be a harder lesson. So that's your challenge and your advice this week, Virgos, okay? So, woo! We all need to be cognizant of the cycles. That's what I'm saying. All right, we'll move into Capricorn. All right, Capricorns. Let's see what's in store for you. Ooh, we have the fatherly energy. So this is very much into the emperor energy of the structure, the knowledge, the foundation, the strong backbone. This is where you're feeling this week. So let's see what the challenge is to make sure that you stay in this energy as you're going through the week, making decisions. Oh, your challenge is the Sun card. I love it. So the challenge is to make sure that you are staying in your truest desire, your truest light, and not stepping into the shadows of the moon, where things can be a little bit more sticky when things are behind the scene. And it's all about shining your light and having the courage to do that. So I really feel that these are really great cards with the Father card and the Sun card. It's very much in standing in your power, standing in that light, and really owning it, okay? So, oh, interesting. And as the yin to the yang, we have your overall advice is the nurture card. So it's also balancing out that feminine energy of really just having the balance of the masculine and the feminine energies within yourself. Because listen, the Sun is very much Leo energy. You have the Father energy, which is very much Aries energy. So you have a lot of fire. So now you're balancing it out with this nurture water card, which is great, because if you're all fire, you're going to burn all the fields down. You're going to burn all the bridges, right? You need to balance it out. So you're making steam with the fire and the water rather than just like blazing over everything and burning it all out. So that's the overall advice for you, Capricorn, this week, is to make sure that you are balancing out that fire within you, but also nurturing yourself and calming your inner body down as you're going through this new phase of this week, whatever it is, this project, this work project, etc. Okay. Woo. Okay, groovy. So now we'll go on to the fire signs. What's up, Aries? Assuming we're starting with Aries. Okay, what's in store for my Aries this week? All right. Okay, Aries, the vessel. Interesting. So it's all about making sure that you're taking care of your body. Guys, it's kind of a sensual card. You have the sun, and then you have this person, this naked person sitting in this, like, bathing themselves in this beautiful shell or vessel of golden light and water and fire. It's all about passion. This is all about rebalancing the root chakra and getting back into that creativity. Because if you're not getting in that space, you're going to not be able to create everything. I mean, everything that we're doing, everything that we do here on earth, it's all about planting seeds, nurturing them, and watching them grow and giving them water as they grow and help bump them along the path to the sunlight, right? So, and that's also goes with cleansing chakras too. You want to make sure your base chakra is clear and free, and it's engaged, and it's able to create that fire, that energy within you as it's like moving up through your chakras, right? To manifest. So Aries, your challenge this week is the moon card. It's so funny. I was just talking about that with Capricorn. So the moon card. So it's all about double checking everything, making sure that, there are hidden meetings. There's double meetings to everything. Making sure that you are tuned into this, especially when it comes to romance, because since your root chakra already popped out as what's going on currently, making sure that you're aligning with people who can emotionally fulfill you into this level that you want. And it's not just a flash in the pan, whether it is a project, but I'm getting more romance for you this week, Aries. So let's see what your overall advice is. Okay, courage, stepping in that Leo energy and the Aries energy, like, let's go to war, boom, right? Like, listen, stepping into that fire energy and getting out of the moon, like that watery energy of not knowing where things are going, getting clear with your intentions. That's what you need to know. You need to be clear with your intentions, because as you move through creating, then going through the moon energy, and then going into the courage, you need to know your end result, and that's what's going to get you there, because it's going to be a little mucky on the way there. So that's what I have for you this week, Aries. Woo! Yes, steam is energy, 100%, Bill. All right, so let's move on to my Leos. Whoop! And cards are flying on the floor. I love it. All right. Oh, we have the hunter energy. I love it. It's so, listen, the fire signs are on fire literally this week. The hunter energy is very much, as I said, with the Aries, with the warrior energy. So the hunter is going to go out and find what they want. They're going to make sure that their intents are known and what they want. And it's all about, in relationships this week, Leo, you are out there. If there's a relationship you want, be clear with your intention. If there's a job you want, say, this is what I'm asking. I'm asking for a promotion, or I'm asking for a job interview. Be clear with what you want, okay? Because that is a true hunter mentality. So let's see what the challenge is this week. Listen, gravity must be doing something for my Leos, okay? So keep that in mind. Ooh, okay, we have the Knight of Pentacles, which is the Knight of Pentacles, which is very slow moving, but it's also the orange tree. So it's saying, find your loyal supporters and know that everything that's coming to fruition for you is going to take patience and also common sense. Okay. So as a fire sign, as a rising myself, a rising Leo, it's all about, I cannot believe all the Leo's cards have fallen on the floor, but it's all about really just taking that energy and knowing that even though as a hunter, you want to just like blaze forward super fast, you have to know that this week with the challenge is to take your time, because the overall advice is relationship harmony. Again, this card has popped out twice already. I was going to say this week, but for this week's reading, right? So it's all about the angels are opening the hearts of everyone involved. So don't force things. If you're starting to see some healing happening in a relationship, or you're starting to see a project move forward, just know that the right interview is going to open up at the right time, or the right conversation is going to come in at the right time, or you're going to be given the words that you need at that right time. Okay, so that is what I have for my Leos this week. Woohoo! All right, Sagittarius. I can always tell when people are hanging out in groups because the chat is minimal, which is totally fine. But I all know that you guys are together, right? Okay, so Sagittarius, I have the offering card. So I feel like there's an offer coming in. You're waiting on an offer. You're waiting for something to fill up this hand. You have your hand out and you're waiting for something to come through. So it could be a job interview that you've been on that you're waiting for the job offer. It could be a date, or it could also be thinking about a proposal and thinking about, is this going to fulfill me? Like, how is this going to fill me up? And so it can go either way, right? It's all flip-flop. So the challenge this week for my Sagittarius is the Hermit card. So retreating and the finding of unconditional love is inside, and know that it comes from inside first. And so that's where, instead of maybe putting your hand out this week, Sagittarius, and saying, how is this going to fulfill me? Maybe your challenge is to know that the answers lie within, and it's all about how your unconditional love with yourself is what's going to transpire and transcend out into the world to bring that mirror back into your life. So instead of reaching out, looking for things to fulfill you, I think you need to go within. Okay, that's your challenge. So the overall advice is for my Sagittarius is a brilliant idea. Yes. Your idea is divinely guided. I love this. This is super cool. Okay. This is great because it's saying take action to bring your ideas to fruition. All right. But know that you need to take action from the space of that you have the power within, and you're not looking for power outside of you, or inspiration or love or whatever you want to call it. But you just know that you have this action to take, and the love to transcend out into the world. It all starts with you. So that's the biggest hurdle this week for you, Sagittarius. Okay. Woohoo. All right. Now we'll move on to the water signs. What's up? I guess we'll start with Scorpio, since I know we have a Scorpio in the house. All right, Scorpios. What's going on? Let's see what your advice is this week. All right. Woo, we have the Mother card. So it's all about mothering. You have the Mother Pearl, right? It's all about protecting this. You have this hard shell, protecting the ooey gooey emotions on the inside. And this is where you need to be. You need to protect what's important to you. And if it's not very important to you, or if it's just mundane things, make a barrier. Okay. I'm thinking of an oyster, how an oyster has the hard shell and the ooey gooey on the inside, and the pearl, the treasure, on the inside. Okay. In order to protect that treasure, you surround it with the most traditional and most fulfilling and loving emotions. And then anything that's not giving that to you, or that is taking your energy, you need to put that hard shell around and draw those barriers. And we have more cards on the floor. Okay. So your challenge this week is the Queen of Cups, which is also the Seahorse card. Interesting how I was saying oysters, right? So now we're talking about seahorses, and it's all about saying the change happens from within, which is interesting because an oyster, that's how they cultivate and make that mother pearl, right? It's literally, they protected it so much inside their hardcore shell. And it's saying being a good counselor or listener is awesome. But the challenge is you need to know that the change happens within. The treasure is already within you. So you don't need to go outside and seek it. You need to protect it. Okay, so with the overall advice with this, since the Mother card with the Mother Pearl did pop out, I'm sensing that it's all about protecting your energy this week and really stepping into that power of not being everybody's everything and just really being protective on your own emotions and the people around you. And let's see what your overall advice is, Scorpios. Ooh, yes, we have the victory card. Your prayers have been heard and answered. So have faith. This is all going to come to fruition very soon for you. That's why you need to be protective of your energy and you're not giving it to everybody, and that you're being strategic on protecting your gifts, okay, or your hidden treasures, and not sharing them with anybody, because everyone's going to want to be a part of that. They're going to say, hey, that's awesome, I want a part of that. And it's going to be easy for you to step in that energy and that motherly energy and just be everybody's everything. But the universe is saying, don't do that. Protect your energy this week, because when you do that, what you've been striving for is going to have a victory. So that's what I have for you, Scorpios. All right, so now we'll move on to Pisces. Ooh, Pisces. So we have the cave. So it's all about, this is very much like going into hermit mode, going inside, looking in your own inner guidance. And this is where I feel like Pisces are this week, is really just going in and paying attention to what's going on in their own emotional body, their own mental body. And interesting. So the challenge is the Page of Cups, which is also the Sea Turtle card. So it's all about avoiding shyness and getting into that laughing state to shake you out of this cave. Like, I feel that Pisces this week may feel like they really want to just hermit and go within and not really, and just kind of go into Pisces land and dreamland and imagining and creating these beautiful worlds that don't have any structure because it's underwater, right? And so I feel that getting out of your head a little bit this week, Pisces, is going to do you a lot, and having some laughter. And this could even be literally just doing like an online video game with friends, or something that's going to make you laugh, jovial, right? So for instance, the other day I was doing the online game Among Us with some friends in Germany and here in the US. And literally at 9:30 in the morning on Sunday, I was laughing so hard. We played the game and we were on a call for 2 hours. I was nonstop laughing, and I'm pretty sure the people down the hall were like, what is that girl doing at 9 a.m. laughing her ass off, right? And that's where you need to be, Pisces. You need to get into that energy that's really just going to make you just bust out laughing. Go watch some online comedy. Go watch some improv. Go watch some freestyle Love Supreme, okay? That's what I like to watch all the time. It really just puts me in that mood. So that's your challenge, is to make sure you're stepping out of that box and stop being so shy and do things that make you laugh. So your overall advice this week is saying you're safe. I love it. Archangel Michael's saying it. You're safe. You're safe to do this. You can step out of this cave energy and this energy of studying everything inside and getting all in your emotions. Step out, have some fun. Let your hair down this week, Pisces. Seriously, let your Pisces out. Literally. Okay, so then we will end with the Cancers. What's going on, my Cancers? All right, Cancers. We have the Creator card. So this is awesome. You're in a spot right now where you're literally creating exactly what you want. The wand is your magical power, okay? All you have to do is create. And then that is, if you are journaling or putting together a puzzle and listening to some really good podcasts at the same time, every time you put that puzzle piece together, you're imprinting things, right? So it's all about knowing that your wand is your word, and by what you write and what you create is going to be your identity, okay? Especially this week with the energies going on, I really feel like you need to focus in on that, because if you have very positive things to say, then positive things are going to happen for you. So your challenge this week is, again, the Queen of Cups, okay? Change happens from within. Amazing. So don't look on the outside for how you're going to create your world. You know you can create your world with all of the imagination that you have right now, you don't need to go seeking for anything. It's already there. It's happening. It's awesome. I love that. So your overall advice, Cancer, this week is healthy lifestyle. You guys, isn't it funny? I literally, every time we do readings, the same cards pop out. So Cancers, it's all about nourishing your emotional body for you, especially. That's what I'm hearing. But also, you've been getting a lot of adequate sleep, but I feel that it's time for you to really step into an exercise regimen and start doing that. If you're sleeping late, get up, get out of bed, go for a bike ride every morning. And if you want to have this beautiful energy of what you're creating, you need to also get that fire burning up inside of you. You know, I mean, when people are in hermit mode, man, there's no fire. They're just sitting there ruminating in their thoughts and their minds. That's not where you want to be this week, Cancers. Okay, that is what I'm getting. Woohoo! Awesome. That peppermint water is doing me right. Cool. All right, Cassandra, Bill, and Nikki. Do you all want love readings? Let's see. Are you guys all together? Are you getting ready for the holidays? Okay, so Bill and Nikki, I think that you guys probably want general readings, I'm going to guess. And then Cassandra wants a love reading. That's what I'm thinking. Boom. Well, we're going to start with love first because that's what I'm feeling, Cassandra. All right, let's see what's going on for you this week. Ooh, okay, interesting. Okay, 2 cards popped out. First, we have the children card, okay? So I feel like the children in your life, and I feel like they are affecting your love life, and they're really making you think about, okay, where do I want to go with my next step in my romance? How is it going to affect them? How is it going to affect me? And what you want to create moving forward. Moving forward meaning a new family life or, you know, something like that. The cool thing is the card behind it is the new love card. Okay, thanks, Bill. I figured. So the new love card, okay? So I feel like there's a new love passion coming in, or it's really just you're concentrating on your children right now in the romance, and maybe this new love could also have children, or it's all about what you want to bring into the next step. I really feel like you're stepping out of this old stagnant energy. Maybe not necessarily stagnant, but just like an old cycle of energy of where you have been in romance and where you want it to go. And I really feel like it's going to really just be a focus on how is it going to be with your children and making sure that they're taken care of. But this is a good thing because you should be thinking about that, right? And I do think that this new love could also have children. Or this new person you're interested in. And if you're not interested in somebody new, you could be thinking about what you want next in life, okay? Ooh, actually, so you know what? I'm just going to say it. The romantic feelings. I feel like there's somebody around you that has ignited some romantic fire inside of you, okay? I really feel that. And so, yeah, I think with the new love, that's why this person has ignited this feeling. And or you're like all of a sudden, hey, I'm ready to start dating again, or hey, I'm ready to find a real relationship again. And it's igniting on these feelings. And you start thinking about what it's going to be like in a new love or a new relationship and how it would affect your children, how you bring them into the fold and how they would bring their children into the fold or how they would accept your children. But it's good because you're seeing the high potential of this, which is awesome. Okay, so let's get see, there's a challenge. So the challenge is not really a challenge. It's the Queen of Cups, okay? It's all about stepping into this beautiful mermaid energy, owning the queen that you are, and knowing that you are going to be emotionally fulfilled, okay? So I think if you're questioning that moving forward in this situation or moving forward into a next step of your romantic cycle, you know, if you are going to be emotionally fulfilled, you are. So own it, okay? And you deserve it 100%. So let's see. if the angels have any other messages. Okay, so we have ask others for help, okay? So the angels are saying ask them for help. If you're not sure what you want or how things are going to go, ask your angels to help give you signs. Like if you're seeing synchronicities on names or movies or movie themes or something like that, that's a synchronicity, right? So pay attention to that. And if you're not sure, say, hey, I need another answer. I need more information. I guarantee you with instantly, you will either hear it in your mind of a confirmation, or you will see it, or you'll walk down the street and you'll overhear someone's conversation and you'll be like, all right, I'm on the right path, right? So let me get some more advice for you. That's exciting. I'm so excited for you. New romantic feelings being stirred. Hey. Okay, so the another card that popped out for you is leadership. It's time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. So when I see this card, I think of Leos, I think of sun, I think of beaming out from your solar plexus chakra and really just like shining your light out into the world, stepping into that energy of I'm the queen, this is my kingdom, and this is my king, right? Stepping into that regal energy. That's what I'm hearing. The regal energy, stepping into that. It's time for you to step into that and finally own it, okay? You're no longer in that energy of feeling lower vibrational where you don't feel good enough or where you're feeling, that things aren't working out for you. And you see the next step ahead and you're probably super excited right now going, yes, it's about time, okay? I'm serious. Let me know if that makes sense. Oh my gosh, girl. I love that for you. Woo! Okay. So, all right, if we're going to do a journal reading, it's all about using new decks tonight, or decks that I haven't used on this live anyway. So, as a gardener, I have my gardener cards. That's pretty general, so I'm not using my sexual tarot cards for you guys. Okay, so Nikki, let's see what's going on for you, your current energy. Okay, your current energy is the Amaryllis. Okay, I'm going to show you the card. I'm going to read it only because I haven't worked with these cards. There's 3 decks I haven't worked with tonight, and so I'm still learning their energy and everything. So I have to be a little bit more diligent on reading it. But it says determination, creative achievement. Interesting. Okay, so the Amaryllis is standing for you cannot use up creativity. You can't use up all your resources and everything you have going for you. The more you use, the more you have. So this is great. I love this card. The Amaryllis. You guys, I'm imprinting this for everybody right now in the chat listening tonight on the live. This is all about trusting the universe. And also in Chinese, when Chinese like money, things like that, when you're spending things, you want to put them in a red envelope because it's about gratitude. So there's something about the red Amaryllis is telling the universe is saying, listen, hey, you are scared to use up all your resources, but the more you use them with gratitude and love, the more you're going to receive. Listen, did you guys go back and listen to that mantra, that money mantra that I put in the comments of the last video from last week, that money mantra? That's what I'm talking about. Go back to last week's live and look at that video because that's the money mantra that I was singing. And I'm seriously, that is, oh, cool. Okay. Thanks, Bill. So I'm telling you, like, you may be feeling that you're not getting enough. You may be feeling strained, but know that the more you give back. And I know that's so contrite to say, if that's even the right word, but it's not. You're on the right path. That's super cool. So let's see. Let's see. Let me get more information for you on that one. Nikki. Interesting. So teaching, learning, which is also cyclical. Okay. So I feel like there's some lessons here that they're trying to teach you some lessons, but also at the same time that you are teaching other people. So I feel that maybe you might feel that by teaching people and you're not getting anything back, and it's energy wise, right? I'm not talking monetarily, I'm talking energy wise, that you may feel that you're not going to get that back, or you're feeling you're depleting all your supply. But that's okay, because the universe is telling you from the Amaryllis card before that you are going to have this energy come back to you tenfold. You know, usually when you put out good energy and good karma out into the universe, it literally comes back in so many beautiful ways that you're like, this is amazing. And also what's coming in for me too, I think about this too, is forgiveness. And oh my gosh, this is a huge message. So forgiveness is hard to do when someone has hurt you, but I feel like there's something in some part of you that you need to forgive somebody for. Specifically somebody. And because when you forgive them, you will literally be more free. You will have more opportunity to open up for you. And the thing about forgiveness that people, including myself, and we're all guilty of it, and we all forget, it's like we all go into amnesia all the time, learning lessons. But if we choose to forgive somebody or forgive a situation that maybe has held us back or treated us inappropriately, or whatever you want to phrase it, we think that by forgiving that we will then lower our guard and get hurt again. And that's complete opposite, because it's kind of like at the 11th hour, are we going to accept the knighting of the lesson? Yes, we pass a lesson. Or are we going to stay in that energy and not accept moving forward? So that is exactly what I'm getting for you right now. So I'm going to pull another card. And only you know what this is. Obviously, I don't know what this is. So it could be something internal. It could be, you know, maybe you feel like you've been stunted creatively because the creator card has popped out. But remember, when you're creating things and as you're moving forward and learning these beautiful lessons, your word is your wand. So whatever you speak, even in your mind, is going to be your word, and it will become your reality. And the reason why I think this card is very important is I feel that maybe you say that you've forgiven something in your life, or something that's been going on, or something that you've experienced in your past, but you're still holding on to that bitterness and that pain. You need to let it go, girl. Whatever it is, you need to let it go, because even in your mind, if you have these like fictitious conversations of how you would tell this person off or something like that, that's not good. Because it's not good. Because first of all, you may never ever get to have that conversation. But secondly, you are using your magic wand for ill intent when you should use it for forgiveness. I know forgiveness, that sounds so silly, you guys, but I'm telling you, I literally had a conversation with one of my friends today. And I was saying, you know, the thing about forgiveness is we don't want to forgive. We want to stay in that bitterness because we feel that it's going to give us more power, when it's actually taking our power away from moving forward into something more beautiful. So let's see if there's another message for you. And it says, ask others for help. So if you're feeling like you need to clear out any negative energy or anything that isn't helping you, or if you're trying to manifest and like figure out how you want to use the wand as your word, just ask friends for help, or people around you that, you know, have some good metaphysical books that you can read, or YouTube videos you can watch, or something like that. You can always ask me. I have good suggestions, depending on what the topic is. But yeah, that's what I have for you. So the angels are telling me, honestly, you're in the right spot at the right time, but there's just one little strand left that you need to let go and forgive. And so if that's forgive yourself or forgive somebody else, that's where it is. That's where you are. Okay. I hope that resonates. And for whatever reason that's important to you this week. You guys, that peppermint oil is so good. I love it. It literally just ignites everything in my face. Okay, Mr. Bill. All right. This is great. It's been like a totally like no shoe guy tonight. Now that I said that, he's probably watching in from the grass. He's going to come in and say something about high heels. Okay, Bill. So the overall energy I have for you right now is the animal card, okay? It's getting back into the instincts of what it is to move forward, okay? Because similar to what I was saying to Scorpios, which I kind of felt like the Scorpio reading was more directed towards you, probably because I know you're the only Scorpio that's listening right now as we're live, not after the fact. But I feel that drawing the boundaries and getting out of that watery energy and getting back into this, keeping your eye on the goal, right? This is a very beautiful card. It's all black and white, but the eye is beautiful crystal blue, okay? So I feel like this is where energy right now is knowing that, okay, you know where you need to go. You need to stay focused. You need to stay in that animalistic mode of protecting the people around you that matter, that are going to move forward, and make sure you're not absorbing energies into things that are just kind of distractions. Like, don't get distracted by shiny things. Woo! The card even said it super fast. Okay. But interesting. So the card I pulled out, this is from the my botanical card, my botanical inspirations deck, is the Sacred Lotus. Interesting. So I'll show you the card. So the Sacred Lotus. It's so weird when I bend the cards like this. It just looks like a different angle, right? But it's the only way you can see it. So this card says, no mud, no lotus. So what I'm seeing and what I'm getting from this is being in this animal energy, this hunter mode, this I know what I want, very alpha mode, right? You've had to go through a little bit of mud, but that's okay because now the mud is washing away. That's the challenge, is washing the mud away, washing away the negative energies and negative things that are absorbing your everyday aura and life, and seeing that the beautiful lotus flower that is life, that is right there in front of you. You don't have to look very far for it. It's right in front of you. Interesting. These cards are like in depth. Okay, so let's see. So with the no mud, no lotus quote, I do feel that there's enlightenment coming through with that. And the cool thing is like the angels are saying that all you have to do is give your worries and cares to them. And it's all about knowing that your basic needs as an animal, as a father, as a provider are being taken care of. And to not let anyone distort that image of you by throwing mud in your face, right? And really just giving your burdens to the angels if you're concerned about providing the right information, providing the right resources for people. Just trust your gut, ask your angels, and they'll point you in the right direction on what to do, what to say. And just know that they are saying, listen, if you want to have that mud and that negative energy hanging around you, then don't ask them for help. But if you ask them for help and they give you and you give them the permission to take the burdens, they will do it for you. And then you don't have to worry about that negative energy. So then you can stay focused moving forward in this animal energy and really just stay in this, this alpha energy of, okay, I know what I need to do. I'm not distracted by shiny objects. I'm not distracted by negative comments, negative energy, things that are pulling your energy down. You're staying uplifted and high. Okay. So let's see an overall message for you. So the don't stop card. So keep moving forward. You need to keep literally blazing forward, Bill. Keep moving forward. And that energy is like straight and narrow. Okay. Don't let a path, I mean, you can't see it on this card, but there is also this animal. I honestly just think it's a wolf, really. But there are some flowers in the hair. And so it's, there's a lot of beautiful energy, a lot of balance between yin and yang here. And it's just saying, keep your eye on the prize. Don't let people's opinions and advice sway you down the wrong path, because it's easy. It's kind of like when you go down the wormhole of a social media platform and you just stay on there for hours. Don't do that. That's not going to serve you this week. You need to stay focused and keep your energy in alignment with what your goal is. So that's what I have for you. Yes, winning is 100%. Okay. Woo. So what I'm going to do also, so what I was thinking on December 20th, which is Monday, I thought what I would do is everyone who's a regular here, actually December 21st, which is like right after the summer solstice, is I was thinking about doing just a private Zoom with just the people that are regulars here. And I'll do readings for everybody as my gift to everybody for the holiday, for Christmas specifically. For me, that's what I celebrate. And I thought it'd be just a fun little intimate thing to do, because I feel like you all know each other as well, but it'd be kind of cool just to bring everybody in the same room. So I'm thinking that's what I might do instead of going live. Or if I go live, I feel like that might be an after hours thing where that's just something for us to just like, we can do what we want. If we want to pour a glass of wine and sit there and just like BS, whatever, I can do readings, pull cards, whatever. I just think it'd be super fun to have a little bit more interaction. And that would be, my holiday gift for everybody. So yeah, that being said, I'm going to pull one more card for everybody this week. And then I will probably go eat my cauliflower and chicken that I made earlier, which is not as fun as the pizza, but that's cool too. Yeah, Bill, I think that'd be super fun to do. So let's see. All right, some overall advice for everybody listening in the live and people listening after as well. And also too, I feel like there are people who will be traveling a lot. They're going to be with their families. I mean, like, I can already tell we're kind of coming into the holiday month because, it's just, you can just tell. I mean, people are getting busy and they have things to think about. So, okay. So overall, this is so cool. The overall advice card for everybody this week is the womb card, which I love it. Again, this deck is so cool. Like, there's so many layers to it, right? You have the trine, you have the egg, you have the beautiful synastry of colors and meanings of the chakras. This is so cool. So it's all about going back to our core values and protecting our core values this week, and really staying in our truth and standing in where we've come from. And don't get distracted by storylines that people have for us that have become our storyline and our narrative that we've told ourselves as we've been in family situations or things like that growing up. It's really about coming back to our core values and not letting people challenge their core values. If you don't know what your core values are, this would be a good week to go internally and journal and think about what are your deal breakers in friendships, in relationships, in work environments, in your living situation. What are your deal breakers, and what are the things that, that would really just, you won't put up with? Because that's probably going to start being your baseline of your core values. Because once you know your core values, and you may think you know your core values, but until you write it down on paper, you don't really know what they are. So you need to know what your core values are, because they're going to really just help you stand your ground. If you don't know what your core values are, it's easier for people to walk all over you and you to be yes person, right? Know your core values. So it's all about getting back to the basics, getting back into that womb, into that motherly energy, getting back into the yin and yang and balancing out the masculine and feminine energy, and really just tuning into that inner value that you have, and making sure that that is where you start drawing your boundaries, especially as we get into the holiday season. There's a lot of unrealistic expectations. But again, as I said earlier, I feel like 2020 is going to be a year where you can reset and redo traditions that will be from here on out, because we have the best excuse in the world to reset everything, right? Yes. So, oh, thank you, Bill. That's awesome. Yes, I'm glad. So I hope everyone has a great night tonight. And I love you all. I'm so happy you all tuned in. I will put the timestamps. Make sure you go back and look at the money mantra from last week's live. And it's in the comments from last week. And yeah, I am so happy. I'm so blessed. Listen, every Monday night, I love doing this. I'm running around with my, my beanie hat on and my scarf and bundled up. And I come home and I get ready and I'm in my lovely apartment with awesome lighting. And I get to hang out and channel messages and just spend time with you guys. And I just love it so much. You guys mean so much to me. And yeah, so I will see you next Monday. And the 14th, and then, which is also the solar eclipse, so that's cool. And then the 21st was right around that conjunction. I always want to say great conjunction, but it's the grand conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter. So that being said, that's when I'll put together that Zoom for the regulars here. And anyone else who wants to participate, comment down below and shoot me your email address. And if I feel called to, you are absolutely invited to Zoom. So anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful evening. I love you all. Blessed be love and light. And I will see you guys on the next wave. Bye.